Well, coming up, Andreia, Serafim, and Pamela Mara for the vacant Strawweight Championship. 115-pound belt is at stake here tonight in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Yeah, a lot of people might look at the age and say, oh, man, they're going to get easily knocked out or they're going to because they're older. Well, when you start later, you do not have as much time on the odometer, so you do not have as much wear and tear. These fighters have only, been in the game 5 or 6 years, so they don't have the same amount on the odometer. This fight scheduled for 5-minute rounds at 115 pounds. On the left-hand side of your screen, Andreia Serafim. On the right-hand side of your screen, Pamela Mara. Here we go.
Yep, like you said, 2 girls vacant title. I was wrong earlier. This is a vacant title. Both girls 2-0 with SFT. This is going to be a great matchup, even on the paper. Let's see how it plays out.
A little bit of a size advantage for Mara, a little bit of a height advantage, and she has the pedigree in the striking department as well, Billy. Her Muay Thai belt is black, and Serafim's is blue. She doesn't even list a kickboxing belt, Serafim, that is. And the kickboxing belt for Mara is black. So look for Mara to test her striking early here in the opener. Oh, wow. I stand corrected.
Big right hand. Big right hand by Serafim.
Serafim shows the boxing early.
Yeah, well, and Serafim 4-0 with 4 knockouts, so she's used to going in there and handling business and getting these big finishes. So let's see how that plays out over 5 rounds. If she's not able to get that early finish, if she's able to keep that conditioning going over, more than 2 or 3 rounds.
You tell both of these strawweights know that they're in a 5-rounder. It's a much more of a studied start. It's a strategic start. They're going to feel each other out a little bit. Watch the feet. Watch the footwork. Measure a little bit. See what, give a couple of feints here and there. See what your opponent does. It's a much more strategic fight at 5 rounds than 3.
100%.
You feel like you can give a round, right? Like you feel like obviously that's not the best. You don't want to go in there, but you're just it's a longer fight.
Yeah, and you want to go out there, and of course you want to be active and you want to get off first, but you don't want to start wearing yourself out and using all your energy early, and then next thing you know your opponent still has their energy in the later round. So there's a little bit of that too, but of course at the end of the day, being active and going out there and getting a finish is the right way to fight it usually.
You just tuned in. You are watching SFT 22, the return for breast cancer awareness. I'm Jay Adams, alongside longtime UFC veteran Billy Quarantillo. Glad you tuned in. Special shout out, if we don't get to do it later, to David Hudson, the owner of SFT, for bringing us both in. Thank you very much.
Sir. Thank you, David.
Mr. Hudson. And what a great show SFT is, man. They pull out all the stops. They obviously put the best fighters on the card. Great production values. Big shout out to our Brazilian crew here in Sao Paulo. You guys are really tearing it up. Thanks for your great work.
Nice. There's a big right hand there by Serafim. Countered right back by Mara. A little bit, still a little more of a feeling out process, but they're chucking when they get in that pocket. Big right hand.
Serafim dropped by the right hand. She could be in trouble, Billy.
Wow, Mara looking
letting her hands
here.
go.
That right hand is landing.
Yeah, Serafim's okay, but she's got to clear the cobwebs.
Yeah, Mara's just chucking that right hand now. She's going to it with the head to the body, and she clipped her with that one. Big, huge right hand, especially for a 115-pound lady there.
Yeah, it's almost like a whipping style. It's like she's whipping that right hand, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, and the left hand now. Boy, Mara's got a nasty
gotta be
right
careful
left
too.
hand.
Serafim looks like she's in trouble, but then she keeps throwing some big bombs too. Both girls need to be careful here because both girls have knockout power.
They've both proven it many times.
Yes.
Wow, I'm really impressed with
smart move here by Serafim, slowing the fight down a little bit. You know, she got tagged, let those cobwebs in your head clear a little bit. You know, and she's got a long time. If I'm her, I'm slowing this fight down as much as I can. She's got a lot of rounds. You know, it's okay to give this round up. Just don't get finished during this round, you know. Try to wear out these last 32 seconds and go back to your cage. But she looks like she still wants to be aggressive here. She wants to go, you know, go for that finish too.
Mara pressing the action too, which is a great move on her part. Great strategy to press the action. Don't let Serafim slow things down. This is working for you. This walking Serafim down style is working. Cutting off the cage and then whipping those left hands. It's almost like a combo, like overhand hook whip. It's like almost like she's turning her wrist at the end. She's turning her wrist. It's almost like she's hitting with the top of her hand.
Yeah, Serafim's still in this fight too, and anytime you have that type of power, you know, she definitely lost that first round. Mara is definitely up 1-0.
You could call it a 10-8 too, because she dropped her.
You definitely could. It was, you know, Mara clearly won the round, either 10-9, 10-8. She's up right now. You know, you wouldn't guess this fight goes to a decision the way they're throwing. You can never tell though.
Neither one of them wants to take that chance. They do not want to leave it in the judges' hands. Much rather have a nice, strong finish here. And what a culmination, what a huge moment it'll be for either one of these strawweights to put that belt around their waist. They've both been working so many years, so hard. And, you know, people don't know, Billy, what you guys go through. I mean, the training and the discipline is just off the hook for this sport.
Yeah, we saw before Serafim basically working as a full-time construction worker. There's a lot of people that have to do that, you know, have to work full-time and do stuff. You know, I did it throughout most of my career, you know, until I was able to get to you know, a certain level that I could do it full-time. So, you know, obviously I have so much respect for anyone who gets in that cage, especially, you know, during this time of COVID and all this uncertainty. It's not easy right now. So, you know, hats off to these ladies for showing up and putting on a show for us right now in the main event.
Andreia Serafim on the right-hand side of your screen, Pamela Mara. It was a Pamela Mara first round due to a big sit-down on her part and really doing more damage with the hands than Serafim was able to. But it's, as you said earlier, it's anybody's fight. Serafim is in this fight.
Yeah,
they are trading.
And she's still throwing. You know, we were talking about, you know, Mara clearly won that first round, but the way they both came out for round two, you know, it looked even, and they're both just throwing these bombs at each other. So Serafim very much so in this fight.
Left hand, left uppercut, not closing the distance. She needs to close the distance before she goes those big uppercuts. Serafim pressing the action in the last minute or two, though. That looks good for the judges.
Yeah, this round's still anyone's game. And
yeah, man, this round is definitely up
throwing from their hips.
I know they are. Oh my goodness!
And you can see why there's so many finishes between these two. They're both, you know, throwing with no regard of, you know, of their defense. They're both just throwing bombs at each other, which, you know, for someone, you know, wanting to be entertained, it's very entertaining.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Hudson told us we were going to be entertained by his main event. He wasn't kidding. Oh, nice left knee there out of the plum. Yeah, Mara now looking to get some work done here in the Muay Thai plum. She does have that black belt. And that was a really good move by Serafim to at least attempt the takedown that kind of took her out of that plum that was getting dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's right there. You know, it's right there for Mara. It's right there.
Oh,
there it is.
The knee. Wow. Once he said it. Nice, good jab there. Yeah, Serafim doing a good job keeping Mara on the back there. You know, back against the cage.
Great strategy here, taking Mara out of her game. Mara's game is distance and movement, left movement, right movement. You know, it's a finesse game. She's got, you know, such a developed and detailed stand-up game. Oh, nice elbow there by Serafim.
Yeah. Yeah, and this usually pays dividends. You know, she's making Mara work from here, and she's making her grapple and wrestle. I would like to see her get a little bit more aggressive with a takedown and really make Mara work. You know, because I think that's going to help when they get back in the middle. You know, if she can wear her down a little bit and, you know, make it more of a grimy fight.
Oh, beautiful
big knee. Mara looks sharp still with her against the cage. She's doing a real good job controlling this fight. Beautiful Muay Thai clinch.
That's where she needs to be, in that Muay Thai clinch. And
she looks calm and collective still. You know, already 2 rounds of work, and she looks like she's barely breathing hard. Hasn't really taken too much damage either.
You know, Mara does have the slight age advantage here, 32 versus 38. Serafim could very well have come from a 14-hour day outside slinging bricks. I mean, that's literally what she does every day.
It's so intense.
Isn't it?
Wow.
Great way to finish the round.
Oh, that's
an aggressive referee right there.
Yes.
The difference I felt is the same exact difference that you felt. The punches were just that much better. They're just a little cleaner. They're a little more accurate. And really, it's her finesse, her style. Everything just looks a little tighter. Her game's just a little bit tighter, whereas Serafim is the grinder, and she's a beast. But it's not as tight, and I think it's counting in the damage department and in the gas tank department too. Serafim is so much more herky-jerky and so much more, you know, balls to the wall that she better have a gas tank with this style, whereas Mara, as the consummate pro, is not, like you said, she's not burning a lot of gas.
Yeah, she just looks really comfortable in there. She's just standing right in front of Serafim, and she doesn't really look like she's, you know, getting really razzled by anything. You know, it's either a really good poker face or just the experience of, you know, she's used to being in there, and she feels comfortable right now. She really is comfortable. So it could be 2-0 or it could be 1-1. I think it's probably leaning towards 2-0 for Mara, but we still got 3 rounds left. Both these ladies, you know, usually go for the finish till the end. So, you know, these last 3 rounds are going to be bangers.
What do you tell yourself in a 5-rounder, Billy? What types of strategic adjustments do you make in your game?
Yeah, so I've only been in 2 5-round fights, and I was actually able to finish both of them. One at the beginning of the second round and one at the end of the second round. But my strategy was basically I just worked on my conditioning a ton, which I always do for my fights. And my game plan was just going to go balls to the wall the whole fight. In the one fight, I won by knockout. In the one fight, I basically just wore the dude down and broke him. But basically use that long period of time against your opponent and, you know, bring him out into that deep water. So if you have the conditioning advantage, you know, you can go balls to the wall. If you don't have the conditioning advantage, you got to use your energy a little bit wiser and, you know, go to where you want the fight to be, whether it's on the ground or standing.
Matt Arroyo, your trainer and, you know, elite black belt and UFC veteran, told me, he goes, you don't understand. Billy doesn't get tired. He goes, you don't understand. His gas tank is nuts. I'm like, I understand. Yeah, well, I've seen his fights. I understand.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. It's not, you know, like people are always asked, like, if I'm a big, like, cardio guy. And I do some cardio, but it's more so just, you know, make sure I get those rounds in of actual, like, what they're doing right now, actually trading in there and getting the sparring rounds in and getting the mitt work in. And it definitely pays off. You know, it has paid off for me in my career so far.
Serafim pressing now.
Trading now. Here we go.
Yeah, they're trading now. And I like this for Serafim all day long. I like this. This is where I like Serafim. She's got to make it a phone booth. She's got to make it ugly. She's got to somehow get Mara tired. Use that amazing strength that Serafim has. Keep it in tight. But then, see, Mara has so many weapons, Billy.
Yeah.
You try to make it ugly phone booth, she goes Muay Thai on you.
Yeah, technically she seems like the better fighter just in like sharp technique. Serafim's doing what she should be doing in terms of, kind of switching the game plan from just striking to striking, but also back her up against the cage and making it dirty. The problem with that is Mara's pretty good in tight too, in that clinch position. Mara's showing she's pretty good in there too. She's good moving around here, and when they get clinched up, she looks pretty comfortable in there too. So yeah, for Serafim, she needs to, in my opinion, she needs to work some trips or practice some double legs, try to get this fight to the ground, because just putting Mara up against the cage isn't throwing her off her game enough, and she's losing the fight where it's been happening so far.
For those of you who are wondering if those shin-to-shin kicks hurt, the answer is yes. They both have great poker faces, but however, that shin-to-shin that they just did, both turning from their hips, yeah, that will hurt for a couple of weeks for sure.
And there's some good punches there.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It shows you just how tough these combatants are.
Yeah.
You cannot say enough for these two warriors.
Yeah, and both girls look like they still have some good energy. Serafim's getting some punches off. I would like to see a little bit, maybe more combos. She's gotta do something to change how this fight's going, because she's just losing a little bit on each one of these combos.
Yep, a little bit off the top. She's losing a little bit off the top every round and getting outpointed. So she's got to get some adjustments in between the round. I'm not sure what adjustments I'd give her though, because I'm not seeing any weaknesses in Mara's game.
Yeah,
Mara's great at distance. She's great in tight. Hard to take down.
Overall, the striking, Mara seems like she's winning that pretty convincingly, and it's only getting worse.
Time for the championship rounds here in Sao Paulo, Brazil, SFT 22. This is our main event. Andreia Serafim, Pamela Mara, and both Billy Quarantillo and myself have Mara most likely up 3 rounds to none. She's just doing enough each round to make it pretty much like a judge can't make the call the other way. So,
yeah.
Serafim's got to do something drastically different here in the championship rounds if she wants to put that pink belt around her waist here tonight.
Yeah, credit to Pamela Mara. She's the younger fighter, but you can tell she's fighting with a little bit higher fight IQ. She keeps ending every round with a big flurry, which caps off nice rounds. And everywhere this fight has gone, whether they're exchanging in the pockets here, whether they're getting into the clinch, whether she's moving in and out, she seems to be winning this fight everywhere the fight goes, and it's the gap's getting wider and wider as the rounds go on.
Well said. Now you see Serafim doing something different now. She's going for the hip toss.
Yes, gotta do it. Yes, and
ends up in a bad position though.
Yep. Even though she's ending up in a bad scramble, she went for it, and what that shows me, she's self-aware of what's happening in the fight, and she's trying to make it something different, which I like. She went for the takedown there, had her down for a second. She's going for the.
That looks like it might be deep.
It does look tight.
And
does look tight. Serafim's probably a little tired
closed
too.
Up the guard. Going for the figure 4. No, she's closing up the guard, trying to tighten it up.
Serafim's not doing the right thing. She needs to fight the hands here. She's not fighting the hands. Fight those hands.
She's tough. It's over.
Got her. Wow.
It is over. It is over. In the 4th round, Pamela Mara, full of emotion as she taps out Andreia Sarafim. Oh my goodness.
Wow, incredible. Incredible finish. Super well-rounded performance by Pamela Mara. Was winning the fight on the feet with her Muay Thai and her striking. And it looked like at the end there, it looked like she looked to her corner and they gave her the okay to jump for that guillotine. She jumped for that guillotine, and Serafim not doing the exact right thing. Sometimes you get a quick laugh. Didn't fight the hands right away, and she was able to finish her with that beautiful guillotine choke.
Serafim was doing the right thing here, going for the hip toss, trying to break things up. She needed to stir things up, but she landed precariously. It didn't. And then the choke was sunk in here. Beautiful job closing up guard. Now is Pamela Mara. Now it's just a matter of time.
A árbitra interrompeu o combate a 1 minuto 55 segundos do quarto round, declarando a vencedora por finalização com uma guilhotina. E agora, a nova campeã da categoria peso palha, ela, Pamela Mara.
Look at how thrilled, look at the emotion, and now look at how happy she is putting that belt around her waist, the emotion.